Alright, motherfuckers. 2 videos, 2 days. First time I've ever done that on this channel. Unfortunately, it has to be this kind of video where we're talking about another man's life, and I really like to be a little bit sensitive about that, even though I like to crack jokes a lot and I talk a lot of shit. Um, but this is another man's life, and people can make memes and talk all the shit that they want on Twitter, but at the end of the day, Tua's made more money in this one season than most of these people's family lineages have in the last 1,000 years. So Tua's gonna be fine at the end of the day, and he's a great person that has handled himself with absolute class. And I don't think if he does walk away from the game should feel ashamed at all, because at the end of the day, I feel like Tua was an above average quarterback. Wasn't a great quarterback in my opinion, but he was above average, and you know he had some really great games for the Dolphins. And it's a damn shame that this is the way that I think it should end. Not that this is the way it will end, because it's still 9 in the morning on Tuesday. I mean, we could get news that he's playing this Sunday, and I could be all wrong. But this is the way I see it as an outsider perspective. He got hit in Buffalo. He got up and his legs buckled, and then he was shaking his head. They said that wasn't a concussion. I don't know. It's 50-50. But optically, when the next week he got slammed on his fucking head and his fingers did that crazy thing, he shouldn't have played again this year after that. But he came back a few weeks later, and he balled out. He really did. It was the best looking quarterback for the Dolphins I've seen. And then, of course, the struggles as of late, and I don't know what happened in the Packers game. The concussion could have been a reason for that, man. They showed the play. His head did rack off the ground again. And, they said he showed symptoms of a concussion yesterday. So, I don't know. I just think as a human being, Tua, and a new father and a new husband, is going to consider pursuing new avenues to continue on with his life outside of the NFL. Because it's not going to be worth it at the end of the day if you end up going crazy like Antonio Brown did. And I'm not going to speculate that was CTE, but, he does seem like he's lost his fucking mind. And, there was a Jaguars player a couple years ago that went crazy and killed his own fucking mother with his bare hands at a family gathering. And they said that was CTE, but that story never took flight. Obviously, the NFL wouldn't want that out there, but it's a real thing. I mean, getting your head clunked over and over again is real. And I could say, even as someone who boxes, that it's something you got to think about when you're getting your fucking head hit over and over again, man. You don't want to. 3 times in one NFL season is too many times. 2 times is too many times. And even maybe 1 time. But concussions are a part of the sport in the National Football League. It's real, and they're there to stay. Because it's a full contact sport. Your head's going to get hit. But the NFL is made of a lot of big motherfuckers, and Tua isn't really the biggest motherfucker, Damn good quarterback. He's deadly accurate, but I don't know. I just really, the way I see it is he should really consider walking away and just maybe being an analyst, a coach, something like that. I mean, he's a decent enough player. People listen to him, and it's just the realities of it. As far as the Miami Dolphins, there's a lot of people that are gonna say that what are we gonna do now that we have no cap space and no draft capital at the quarterback position. I think they'll figure it out. They have to. They have to figure it out, because at the end of the day, I mean, someone's got to take those snaps next year. We got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, probably not Gesicki, but got some good receivers. You're going to have Tyreek and Waddle next year. You're going to have Armstead. You're going to have Bradley Chubb. There's some people who are under contract that are big-time players. So this team is going to have a solid roster next year. So There needs to be some cap fucking Christ, cap gymnastics that are going to have to happen. And I think ultimately, I think they should go for Lamar Jackson or Tom Brady. One of those two guys, I think, would fit down here. But that's for the future, man. We'll see what happens. It's not up to us. It's up to Chris Greer. And it's also up to Tua because, I could be completely wrong and he could be like, no, guys, I'm fine. I'm coming back this Sunday. But I am concerned about his durability and the future of him as a quarterback. So, as a season that started off with so much fucking promise, it's really a shame to see it turn out like this in the most Dolphin way possible. It does stink. It does. But Tua has handled himself with absolute class, and he has handled himself as a great young man. And I don't want to see anything bad happen to the guy. I don't want him to force himself to play. I just want to see him have a good life and be a great father. That supersedes anything that the Miami Dolphins could do. And you know what? They weren't a championship team to begin with. That defense isn't championship caliber. So at the end of the day, if Teddy Bongwater could lead them to the playoffs, then that's great. But if not, whatever, man. Whatever. Just figure it out next year. Get yourself a high-level quarterback and go for this thing. Because they're not a championship team right now with all those injuries. But I think they could load up, get a quarterback, and go for this thing next year. And that's a real possibility. So although it stinks right now, this team could end up being better because of it. And that's that, Anyway, motherfuckers, I got to get back to work. I'm technically working right now, but I'm a piece of shit, and I won't let fucking society stop me from hopping on the mic and dropping these fucking videos. Alright? I'm a fucking madman over here. But hopefully everyone has a good rest of their day. Go fuck yourselves.